Where do I come from? I come from a surrounding or an environment where institutionalized discrimination is something that I had to deal with, something that my parents had to deal with, something that people who looked so foreign had to deal with. For example, I grew up in a space um, where I came from and what I met there wasn't the same thing. So I was always being projected across as somebody who didn't belong to that space. My parents came from the far extreme eastern side of Ghana, and we were living in the central part of Ghana, where 30, 40 years ago, that central part used to dominate every part in Ghana, so the dominance was very strong. I come from an ethnicity called Ewe, where the Ewes in that central part of Ghana called Ashanti people are being seen as foreigners, are being seen as people who don't come from that region. So for me, growing up, I had questions about this institutionalized discrimination. I wanted to understand what was influencing these kind of things and a way that I can use to address it, coming from a personal perspective where I felt this, I experienced this. One of the things or ways that I think I was able to do this was through art. So I started asking so many questions about myself, about people around me, about my parents, about everything. That was about, in my teenage years, I was asking this, I was interested in this. So the point where, it's normal to go to school, to get a degree and pursue education. After I did all these things, most of the questions that I was asking was, the answers coming wasn't really relevant for me. And that was the point where I was really facing some of these things I was asking, coming from a religious perspective, coming from a sexuality perspective, coming from an ethnic or tribal perspective. So I became more interested into wanting to use art because I felt like artists are very different. They live a different lifestyle, they don't want to be seen as the same people in the same community. So I felt like it had this responsibility that comes with that word. And I wanted to use this responsibility to approach something, to address something. So it was my go-to way to want to do this. So I started channeling my work into performance arts, which I felt like was a very strong medium to strike what I wanted to talk about. So for me, art is life. Art is an everyday thing, but it has different mediums. It has different connotations, it has different ways of expressing it. And for me, performance art, photography, and painting is some of these mediums that I think I can use to approach all these questions. I'm interested in the phrase, what does freedom mean, especially in today's Africa. I feel like the word is just is becoming more of an understatement when we use the word freedom and the definition of freedom. An example is how Africa gained independence from colonial masters, and how it has become an annual celebration for so many African countries when it comes to the word being free and being independent. My name is Kofi Gan. I'm a visual and a multimedia artist from Ghana. I've been doing this for about 4 years now, and it's been so good so far because it's become a life and a part of me that I dress it, I breathe it, I eat it, I drink it, and I want to do it every day.